VP nominees squared off last night, and we want to find out who the better running mate is and who did a better job and would do a better job keeping America safe. Let's listen.
The terrorist threat has decreased in some ways because an Iranian nuclear weapons program has been stopped. The terrorist threat to United States troops has been decreased in some ways because there's not 175,000 in a dangerous part of the world. There's only 15,000. Let me tell you this. To beat terrorism, there's only one candidate who can do it, and it's Hillary Clinton.
America is less safe today than it was the day that Barack Obama became president of the United States. It's absolutely inarguable. We've weakened America's place in the world. It's been a combination of factors, but mostly it's been a lack of leadership.
Who had the better argument? Who has the better policy? Joining us right now, Andrew Peek, former U.S. Army intelligence officer and former advisor to U.S. and NATO commanders in Afghanistan. Carl Higby's here, playing the center square, retired Navy SEAL, and Jillian Turner, to my immediate right, Fox News contributor and former White House National Security Council staff member under the Bush and Obama administrations. First, Jillian, to you, that's pretty tough to say the Iranian deal made brought the nuclear program out of the Middle East.
Right, but this is what the current administration believes. So, you know, Kaine's going to be kind of lockstep with that. I thought he did a good job last night in terms of defending his candidate's record. Hillary Clinton is a lot more hawkish. We were talking in the break about this.
But she never
stands up and says these things. But he pointed out last night that she advocated for some really good policies early on that the administration rejected, like surging in Afghanistan, which she ultimately convinced President Obama to do, invading the Abbottabad compound that ultimately resulted in bin Laden's death.
She had nothing to do with that. That was her initiative.
No, but she was one of the people that night in the Situation Room prodding President Obama to go for it.
Let me just say, that surge was done during the campaign. He committed to the Afghanistan surge while he was campaigning. He said that's the good war, Iraq's the bad war.
There was an ensuing fight about how many troops to send in, and she advocated for more every step of the way, and she deserves credit.
Jillian, she has to stand up and say, this is where President Obama is wrong, here's where I'm right. And but she's afraid of losing the Obama coalition. When he had when he advocated for the Iran deal and said that was a good thing, is that risky?
Absolutely. And the problem here is, like, Tim Kaine could not point to a single Hillary accomplishment that has made the world or America a safer place, except for this Iran deal, where she gave $150 billion to a state-sponsored terror. What do you think they're going to use that money for? You think they're going to use it for flower pots? No, absolutely not. They're going to give it back to the terrorists that are creating harm to America.
Andrew, it's a tough case to make when you find out that the Iranians are buzzing our battleships in the Persian Gulf as late as last week and see the violation of the ballistic missile element of this package, yet Tim Kaine was defending it last night.
Right, because the unresolved tension in the Iran deal was always that if you take all the sanctions off Iran without resolving its territorial ambitions, you're going to wind up with an Iran that dominates the Middle East, because there's no pressure on it now. It's naturally the regional hegemon. So that's a problem in the deal that the administration has kind of skated over, but now is really coming back to bite them because of these incidents like them buzzing our ships.
The other name that came out real quick, Vladimir Putin. Let's talk about that, because Vladimir Putin, we are now no longer speaking to them, and we know that they've landed into Syria without our permission, and they're going very aggressive without our dealings and without even checking with us now, so we decided to give them the cold shoulder. That's also a tough guy to go after if you're Hillary Clinton.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I thought that Pence did a great job on that issue last night, as he did on all the foreign policy issues. I would vote for him tomorrow if he was the candidate. The problem is the chasm between him and Donald Trump on some of these issues. Again, Donald Trump has been out front praising Vladimir Putin. Pence was walking that back last night, which needs to happen. So I think that on that issue, on a whole host of other issues, Iraq, Syria, he's way out front of Donald Trump.
Look, I mean, Hillary Clinton has all the time in the world in the past few years to deal with Vladimir Putin, deal with the Russian reset, and she failed. She systemically failed.
And Andrew?
There was rising tension with Russia since the Bush administration. The Obama administration with Hillary Clinton came into office promising to make better relations and reset the relationship, and they failed.
Yep. Guys, thanks so much.
Thanks so much.